Let's hear a channeling from the Lyrans. I want to get their advice on how you remain a conduit for love or light or source energy, what you would like to call it, while still keeping your own personal integrity. I've been noticing this energetic pattern play out in a lot of interpersonal relationships. That we, on one hand, really feel called and compelled to do something good for others, but on the other hand, feel that this somehow compromises or drains us. And I think for a lot of us, what we are facing right now is perhaps also how we step into our own integrity without losing and dissipating too much energy to our surroundings. So with no further ado, let's hear from the Lyrans on how to love with integrity. A tender beating pulse is always present at the base level of your senses. You aren't even sure if this is a feeling or a sound. Sometimes even a smell rising up from the insides of your skin, assuring you that you are alive. I am Star Warrior Ie'smun of the Inandi, and this day we tell you that love is what you are made of. It is simply what produces the matter that constitutes your physical being. And so in regard to that question, the question on how to love with integrity, how to show others your love, we remind you that it is never your task to recreate another person in your own image. That is to say, it is always the truest, most sublime, most exquisite expression of love that creates whatever is and is perceived in this being, in this moment of being. Much like your pulse that pulses through your experience and is sometimes forgotten, sometimes appears, sometimes tells you of agitation, sometimes assures you that you are at rest. That is your pulse floating through you, beating the tact of love and life through the fluctuations of perception. And so focus on, instead, in your relationships to others, not on loving them, but on discovering them, on finding the sides of them together that are most in harmony with those energies seeking and reaching out, flooding through their veins, making up their existence, informing them from the stars, keeping them in place with certainty that tomorrow the sun will again rise and shine upon you, and its crops will grow from Mother Earth. We remind the channel again that even though he finds the comings and goings of his cat, his feline companion, much like us from the stars, he finds it annoying that it is constantly coming and going, never making up its mind. But that is the nature of outer phenomenon. And so in your relationship to the animals, often notice that you find their capriciousness and unpredictability annoying, and at the same time this is exactly what is endearing to you about this life. That it is a discovery, and so in that curiosity lies the unfolding of new creative loves. And that was our advice to you. Do not attempt to love, because this word as a force of interpersonal intention between humans has been to a great degree corrupted to cover up a great many deals of desperate intentions unfolding themselves. Instead, a good way to approach it is through the notion that you are uncovering life force within the other being, that the other being, the other person you are faced with, represents a beam of life that has become more or less clouded by the circumstances ascribed to it. And in many cases, you will find that there is a rope to pull or a button to push, a word to say or a kind intention to signal, even though sometimes kind intentions also mask themselves as harsh words. But all these mechanisms can serve to remind another being of its own cloudiness. And so your interjection is a type of hey, a reminder to check in with the love that is the beating pulse of this being and every being. And we would advise you to go into your bone structure memory to recall this. Your bones were shaped before your personality, and therefore they carry the radiant spark of creation in them to a degree that is unperturbed by the soft movings of the flesh. Therefore, go into your skeleton and learn to love that calcium structure of impersonal harmony that carries you through the happenstances of your life. And in this time where you feel that the outer framework of your existences are caving in on you, realize that your skeleton is still holding you up, and that it will bring you forth step by step by step. It will bring you to where you are supposed to go. And where you are supposed to go is to go within the discovery of your own wonder, and that wonder cannot be told to you or signaled to you by others. That wonder is an inspiration. It is a flame you carry within your heart that grows and bursts out with white light flaming within your small cells and fibers, freeing itself as a spirit. And as that spirit becoming one with the all, and becoming then again one that shines on behalf of and in accordance with the all that it is. We emit to you this loving energy, and we hope that it reaches your innermost spaces, and there is taken as yet another opportunity to let your own light shine. In love, peace, in radiant understanding, in participation with you in your darkest hours, and in celebration of you in all your wonderful triumphs. We are your Lyran star family, and we are emitting this transmission to you in order for you to discover your own life. Peace, blessings, this day and all days, sweet human beings.